Hello everyone, and welcome to the DPB Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Mondis with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 78 for the week of March 6th, 2017.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Welcome back everyone, hope you guys had a great week and a happy Mardi Gras. Before we jump into the pin news this week, I have a very special guest coming on the podcast a little bit later on for Disney Pin Chat, so stay tuned for that. Let's jump over to the forums real quick. Last week I mentioned the Disney Studio Store Hollywood online release. Just want to get your thoughts about it. PinFan92 commented and said, "It's great to see 2 online releases and I hope they do more in the future. The Rogue One release was great, and I was able to get a pin without any problems. I was lucky enough to get 2 Oscar pins, but it's a shame the site crashed minutes after it opened. Hopefully in the future they will limit 1 pin per person instead of 2. I definitely agree with you, PinFan92. So yeah, thanks for commenting, and let's jump right into the pin news. All right, first let's start off with Disney Parks. This past week, the brand new Beauty and the Beast Tsum Tsum pin set was released. This is a mystery box, 2 randomly selected pins per box. It's available at Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts, and there are a total of 9 pins in this collection. The retail price per box is $15.99. Also new at Disney Parks, if you guys are into the lanyard pouches, there's a new one out featuring Stitch, and it says Naughty on the top, and it also has a dangling charm of Stitch's head, and then also at the bottom it says badness level, high, medium, or low, and it kind of has a silhouette of Stitch on it. Retail price is $7.99, and that's available at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Also this past week we got a preview of the brand new Pandora, the World of Avatar countdown pins. I'm really excited about this set. So basically there are 5 different pins, 3 of which will be released, 1 each month up until the release date. So we'll have one, we actually just had one last week, March 2nd, and then there's going to be one in April and then one in May. And then whenever Pandora officially opens on May 27th, the complete box set will be released with 2 completer pins. So the retail price on this box set we don't know yet, but it is limited edition of $250. And if you just get the single countdown pins, the one for March, April, or May, those ones are limited edition of $1,250. I'm really excited for Pandora. I cannot wait for it to open, and I'm going to try to get my hands on one of those box sets whenever it does open. Heading over to the Disneyland Resort, this past week we also got a preview of the new pins coming for the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. And I don't recall, but I believe this is the first year that the Food and Wine Festival actually has pins, because last year I know there weren't any pins. There's an annual pass holder exclusive. It's limited edition of 2,000. Very cool looking pin. It has the logo on it. There's a little plate at the bottom with grapes and cheese on it, and there's a big wine glass in the background. Very nice pin. And it also looks like there's going to be a logo pin that features Mickey Mouse on it. He's holding a plate of food with a spoon, it looks like. And then it has the Food and Wine Festival logo to the left of the pin. I believe that's going to be open edition. We don't have many details on that yet. The very first day for the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival is going to be March 10th, so we'll know more information about those pins whenever the festival opens. Sticking with Disney Parks in America, there's a brand new cast member limited edition pin. This is part of that movie anniversary collection, exclusive for cast members. This one features Hercules, the 20th anniversary of Hercules. It's limited edition of 500, and it's available at Company D. Heading over to Hong Kong, they had their Easter 2017 pins released this past week. Lots of cool egg-shaped pins. There are slider ones, and then there's also a pin set. It looks like it has a little bit of 3D elements and rubber elements on the egg, so very cool looking pins there. We have a picture up on the site featuring lots of different characters with little bunny ears on them. Heading over to Disneyland Paris, the flyer was released for March 2017. Lots of different pins coming out this month. There's a St. Patrick's Day pin. It looks like a couple Tinkerbell pins. The 25th anniversary pins, very cool. And it looks like there's the 6-pin collection, Star Tours, Beauty and the Beast, and some new lanyards. Their next pin trading night at Disneyland Paris is going to be March 31st, and that's at Disney's Hotel Sequoia in the Beaver Creek Tavern. Alright, let's jump over to Mickey's of Glendale. These are the cast member exclusive pin releases. So they have a new one here on Monday, whenever this podcast releases on March 6th. And it looks like they're going to have Shanghai Disneyland attraction poster set. There are 6 or 7 different pins in this collection. 3D cast sprayed metal pin with offset, and that's their description for these pins. And they feature the different attractions at the Shanghai Disneyland Resort. They're limited edition of 300, and the retail price I don't know yet, but probably around $20. And then the next calendar pin, the e-ticket calendar pin, is going to be released. This one, of course, is the March pin, and it features Pirates of the Caribbean, and it is a limited edition of 250. And then also this past week at Disney Store, there was a new Baby Groot pin that was released from the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie coming out. That pin is a limited edition of 1,500. Retail price is $12.95. Alright guys, so that's it for this past week. But also, I want to mention that Disney, the official Disney Pin website, released the March 2017 preview, the calendars that they used to do. They skipped a month, I'm not sure why, but they were back for March. And it looks like this week on March 9th, we have a brand new Fine and Dandy 2017 pin coming out at both coasts, Disneyland and Walt Disney World. It features Mickey and Minnie. Looks like a nice Dapper Day pin. Limited edition of 5,000. And then the next Star Wars Pin of the Month pin is coming out featuring Endor, and that one is limited edition of 6,000 on both coasts. And then at Disneyland and Walt Disney World are both getting Piece of History pins. The Disneyland pin features Pirates of the Caribbean, one of my favorite attractions, and it is where the guy is holding the key and you have Captain Jack Sparrow popping up from the barrel in the background. Really nice looking pin. It's limited edition of 2,000. And then at Walt Disney World, the Pleasure Island Piece of History pin is going to be released, and that one is limited edition of 1,500. Alright guys, that'll do it for pin news this week. Let's jump over to Disney Pin Chat. Alright everyone, today for Disney Pin Chat, very exciting. I have a guest with me today. This is Key Fullness, a Disney artist. How are you doing, man?
Good.
So how about you just give everyone a quick little introduction and kind of what you do with Disney.
So I'm Key Fullness. I'm product designer for Disney stores. I currently, right now, for the last 3 years, design and co-design products for Disney Store, which fall within their collectibles category, which would include snow globes, collectible statues, the Christmas ornaments, which I do with Steve Thompson, for anyone who's familiar with who he is.
Nice.
I work with him hand in hand on projects.
Very cool.
And I also run and manage the pin program for stores.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know we've talked a while on Instagram. I've seen you comment, and we end up exchanging a few messages. Because every time I'd post a pin from Disney Store, you'd be like, "Oh, that's my design."
Yeah,
that was cool to see. So thanks for contacting me on Instagram.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
I think one of your latest that we featured were the Disney Store 30th anniversary pins, right? You got them there. There it is.
There they are.
So that was, I believe, week 3, right?
Yeah, I think it was week 3.
Week 3. So what were those movies again on there? I think Hercules.
We did Lion King, Pocahontas, and Hunchback. So we were doing them in breakdowns of anniversary year. So my block was 94, 95, and 96. So we did the films that came out for those years.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with Disney, and how long have you been in the pin program?
Okay, so I've designed within-house for Disney for 3 years, and designed pins in general for many clients, and for 70% of the pins I designed were for Disney as a whole.
Okay.
For about 10 years.
Wow.
So I've designed stuff for Soda Fountain, Imagineering, parks, Disney shopping, Disney auctions, Disney Store UK, Disney stores, all of them,
Jeez.
anything you can imagine, cast members,
wow.
employee centers, all of it. And I did that for about 10 years. And for what most people don't realize is that the bulk of pin design is a licensed endeavor.
Okay.
And so I would say with parks, it's about sometimes 50-50, sometimes 60-40, depending on, it can flip and flop.
Okay.
Which side gets which. Just depends on the program and the products. I worked for a company that was a large design firm specializing only in pins, and so we did it for everyone. That's where I got my break with Disney. Did that for many, many years, and then was asked to come join stores to help with their collectibles program.
Very cool. So yeah. you made the switch, and now you're strictly on Disney Store, right?
I'm strictly only Disney Store. In the next few months, I will be jumping into the world of consumer products with Disney.
Wow. So
I won't be over at stores anymore, and I will be working with the what they call preschool category for licensed products. So I'll be like doing a lot more toys now.
Okay.
So I'll be stepping back from the collectibles world for a brief period to work on toys.
Got it.
It's an ever-changing in Disney and the creative side. You find yourself kind of jumping from project to project. So for right now, I'm in the process of training up some new people to take on the endeavor for me.
Okay.
But
so are you going to be moving out of the pin designing world for a bit then?
For a little brief period, I will still be helping people with the management and the design aspect for it.
Got it.
For a while till they get fully up to speed.
Cool. So
which is nice. It's a nice break. I mean,
right, exactly.
The pin business is like it's a lot of SKUs, a lot of product. And
I'm sure. Yeah. I know there's like something new every single day that comes out.
Yeah, it's always a new design. I've drawn Mickey in almost every pose possible. If I took a stack of the drawings, I could animate them.
Wow.
Just how many different variations of a pose that we could do.
Right. That's crazy.
But it's fun. It was a lot of fun, and it definitely kind of built up my skill. But being in Disney, we tend to grow our talent, so sometimes we jump around from different departments to learn new things to expand our skills. For me, at this point in my career, I'm going to be jumping into more of like toy design for a while.
Gotcha.
Which is going to be a fun challenge.
Very cool. So how long does it take to design a pin from like start to finish? So basically, whenever you get the idea until it's released to the public.
Oh, well, I'd say a few months. It takes a few months to develop a design. Normally, what happens like with the stores, we will plan out the year for what the programs will be for each quarter and what things we're going to introduce. Sometimes we'll be focused on new synergy items where we might be doing something for like we did this for D23, but it also coincided with the story.
Yep.
So when I did this program, I had to we had to work with the studio what the art program would look like, what sort of themes they wanted to carry into, and then across the board we would develop all the products so it all kind of coincided. So D23 item could take almost a year to develop.
Wow.
The actual production of a pin only takes like 3 months at the factory to manufacture it.
Okay.
It's relatively quick. It's just getting there, getting all the art kind of in sync and developing it.
Right. So for the Disney Store, the 30th set that you just did, how long ago did you come up with the designs for that set?
Let's see. I think I did that back around October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too long ago.
It's not too long. It took longer actually to get it all kind of produced as a product than it did for the art because we were in the middle of several other programs. Okay. And so this was sort of like, we got to get this thing done quick. The higher ups want to get a program together, and this is what they decided at the 11th hour, let's do a pin program. So we had to gather together artists that were going to be interested in doing it and also have the technical skill to actually develop it. And some people didn't, but they wanted to join, so it took a little bit of education for some people to learn the process.
That leads me into my next question. So whenever
like, is it basically Disney coming to you and say, hey, we're doing this 30th pin, or, you know, we have a movie anniversary coming up, could you design something on this? Or do you come up with something that's really interesting to you, like a favorite character that you have, and you go to Disney and be like, hey, can we design a pin or an ornament on this design?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's kind of like a little balance. We have, for each quarter, we have certain new synergy products, like a new film, and so we'll be told that there's a certain number of items that have to be fit into that theme. Mm-hmm. And then we come up with what we think those things would look like. With pins, it's gets a little looser, where they might say, okay, we definitely need something for Oswald. It's his anniversary. We got to do a pin set or a pin unique to that. And then they'll say, now we need a couple other classics, maybe 4 other classic pins. What can we do to do that? And then we work with our strategists, and we tell them, well, this is what we're thinking, and if they like it and they feel like the stores will each individual store will pick up the program, then we'll design art for it, and it takes a few weeks to kind of get that like in sync, so that all the higher level executives get visibility to the product and decide whether or not that actually is what they want put in the store. And then once that happens, then we start to kind of just run with it.
Do you guys have any influence on the edition size of pins? I know some are like limited from 300, others are 2,000. How is that determined?
That is determined by a whole other department. Okay. Normally, it just depends. Sometimes it can be determined by, like, for stores, how many retail locations will actually pick up the program. And we have to hit a certain price point, we have to meet a certain edition number. Got that. For parks, they have a whole other set of rules. I never really knew what their rules were in regards to the edition numbers, because they basically, when you go to a trading booth, you can see things that are very in a lot of different edition numbers, all the way down to like thousands. You know, they have all the different price points for all that.
Right.
What they go through to determine that, I'm not really sure. Sometimes I think the higher the edition number items are the ones that they know will always sell because they're popular characters.
Got it. So
you might see a Sorcerer Mickey, he might always just be in the thousands range. With stores, we would probably do the opposite to it. So we take classic characters or characters that are themed to a movie, and we give them the lower edition numbers, and then stuff that's newer or more popular, we give it a higher edition number.
Okay, cool.
Mostly because we know that it's new and it's fresh, and everyone's going to want it. And with the classics, we want to try and keep a sense of collectability and something you're going to treasure longer.
Right,
so
that makes sense.
So if we were to do something like Great Mouse Detective as a pin, it's going to be a smaller edition number.
Right.
Because we want people to really cherish that pin.
So I know in the past, Disney store, like retail locations, have had a lot of pins for sale, and then in the past couple of years, they cut back on having the stores or them in store. They're mostly online releases now, but it's exciting that the 30th anniversary pins are in the store as well. Do you have any like insight as to why that is, or why they kind of pulled back in-store sales for pins?
I think it's the nature of how Disney stores operates. We're a vertical product company, and so everything is completely designed in-house.
And I'm sure the online sales are probably,
they're high,
more popular, because it has, everyone has access to it. And not everyone has a Disney store location in their city, so I guess that makes sense.
It makes sense, and there's a little bit that goes into play with what we put onto the shelves. They're predetermined for the year, like what goes where, and the pin program is a little harder to fit in, and it just makes sense to just keep it mostly online, because everyone can access it, and it's not a big problem, and they can just ship them out, and people seem to be satisfied with it. Putting the 30th pins in the stores was, I think, more because it was the anniversary for stores, and we wanted to kind of just have the product there for people.
So what have been some of your favorite pins to design throughout the years?
I did all the Up Programs pins for when the film first came out for stores.
Oh.
I've always loved those ones. Those ones also, I guess, because they were a popular movie, that the value's pretty high. So it kind of makes me feel that people like it too. So
Nice.
I have always enjoyed doing more of the obscure pins. So of characters that don't happen all that often. So when I get an opportunity to do Black Cauldron,
Okay.
it was a fun opportunity.
Right.
It doesn't happen very often.
Do you collect all the pins that you design?
No.
Because you have thousands and thousands.
Yeah, in the 10 years that I've worked as a pin designer, I've done pins for a lot of other companies as well.
Okay.
Like Hard Rock and
Okay.
Universal and SeaWorld. So it's a lot. It's quite a lot. In fact, I can't even remember all the pins I've designed.
Wow.
In 1 year, I designed over 1,000 pins.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So
wow.
I don't even think I'd have space to store them all. So
Yeah.
I've usually just held on to the ones that mean the most to me. They're usually the ones that are the lowest edition numbers, or like the box sets or a frame set. And especially the ones I've done in the last 3 years have been the ones I've cherished the most.
Cool.
So.
Very cool. So where can people find you at? Do you want to direct anyone? Do you have a website or any social media? I know Instagram. We talk on there.
I live on Instagram more than anywhere else. So if people really want to reach out and want to be able to talk with me, that's the place to go, because I'm always on it. I've had people send me pictures and like ask for my opinion on the art or ask for some advice and encouragement, and I will always respond on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't tend to float around too much beyond that. I mean, I've been on Facebook. I'll respond, but it's like my personal family thing.
Right.
But I would say Instagram, because I'm more active there than anywhere else. If they want to see my professional career and everything, they can they can find me through LinkedIn.
Okay. We'll link up your Instagram handle below, and just what is it again?
Bebop Designs.
Bebop Designs. Okay. And then also before we end the episode today, I always like to ask a question in the forums at DPB in the forum section. So today we'll just leave it open. If anyone has any questions for you, they can also leave a comment in the forums on this week's thread. And then, Keith, you could check the forums, or I'll just tell you. I can. If anyone has any questions, I'll let you know, and we can get them answered from there. But thank you so much. I really appreciate being on for episode 78 here of the DPB Podcast.
Very cool. And, if you guys are out for this year's D23, stop by and say hi. I mean, I developed a lot of products. I'll be on hand for a lot of signings and, walking the floor and visiting people. So.
Right. I'm definitely going to be there and with one of our other bloggers, Jen, so I definitely want to come and say hi and meet you in person.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you so much, Keith. I really appreciate it.
No problem. You too.
See you, everyone.
Later.